Chucky, get up! You fuck with my familia, eh? You gotta answer to me here and now. Come on!
In the dollars and I hope I got this number kid because we never fall the bringing it, taking it, bringing it low, bringing on with no bodies, no hoes. You're talking that shit, but they ain't never got the flow. Okay, Doogie.
You ready to throw jodazos, papa? Simón Piñón. Fuck yeah.
Yo, Adam, where you at? Time killer, I speak go down. Got a couple $100 as we hit the town. Made a slide down the street with the blade of rounds. Let a homie on the mic with the funky sound. In the bottle with the thin, fresh, cold top pin. Little Mac in the back with my Glock straight grip. In the South, man, you know that I'm about to stay clicked. I'm a creeper with the mask and the chop straight rip. Yeah, play a swing as a swing with the Mac. I'm a creeper with the chop.
All right, welcome back to the Doogie Podcast, episode 24. Here with Ivan, aka White Smile Unique. That's his artist name. He also makes music.
Try.
Like we all do.
Yeah, we all do. No, man. Well, thank you for having me on again. I've been on like 3 of these hoes, I think,
yeah, sounds about right.
No, I've been a bunch more back when it was Rusty Boys, but now it's the Doogie one.
Yeah.
It's like my 3rd time being on here. That's good. How you been though?
Pretty good. Just living life. Just living life to the fullest each day.
I noticed that. How do you do that? Like, how do you actually like get up every day and say that I want to do something today? Because sometimes I just don't want to do anything today. Sometimes I just want to sit on my phone or just relax. Like, I want to do some things, but not so much to the point where I could say I did something every second of the day.
Yeah. So I remember in high school, like I would just come home from school, and I don't even know if it was just school. I felt like it was just life in general, and like you get home and you're tired as hell, and you just take a nap, and you wake up and like you eat dinner, and then you go back to your room and you're just like texting people, watching YouTube, staying up late, and then you do the same thing over and over. But then eventually I tried doing like going outside and like riding my longboard and like going to take like cinematic videos or whatever.
Yeah.
Or at least try to.
I remember those days.
And go to like different spots like every day, or just ride my bike, listen to music, or just be like just go out and be extroverted, I guess, and just get out of get out of my room. Really, I feel like our room is like the biggest place on like our biggest area where we feel like we can't leave it, because it's the most comfortable area of like our whole life besides our car. I'd say even just our car.
Well, even before then, because we didn't have cars always, Yeah,
that's true. So we're just so naturally like comfortable in there, or we just like, I would have no problem being in my room all day, but it's just the fact that I know there's people out there that like I always told myself, like I learned this from Sneeko. It was like, always get yourself into like uncomfortable situations or weird situations. Like if there's a homeless guy, like talk to him or something, or just like anyone really. Like you just never know where an interaction could like lead, if that makes sense.
I mean, I like to do that all the time, but my cousin always gets mad when I say hi to people on the street.
I used to get not mad at you, but like I'd be like, oh my gosh, this guy. But like, I mean, I don't usually like say hi to whoever, but like I'm just saying in general, like just like saying hi to someone like when you're passing them.
No, because I just say what's up to anybody. You know what I mean? It's because like I've talked about this before, but there's like this concept called Sonder, where it's like everybody has like an equally as complicated life as you do. So sometimes it's like, I don't know, maybe somebody could be going through something, or like just like someone could, or maybe just someone needs a friendly person.
Yeah. And
I've always wanted to be that, just like not to get anything out of it, just to be like, because nobody would really do that. You know what I mean? Like God forbid you have a social interaction at like Dairy Queen, like when you're just ordering food, like if they ask you how's your day, we're like, good. I can like, a lot of people like freeze up in those situations, and I don't.
That's why I don't get it. People are like, oh, I hate people. I just stay inside all day and everything.
Those are the people you gotta look out for.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's like just you're missing so much out on life. Like you could be meeting someone that's just like you, but then again, you probably won't ever meet them because they're inside too.
And that's the thing, I mean, I'm like, I try to be social a lot, but like my social battery runs out quick.
Really?
Like I even found myself like a lot of times, even at friend gatherings or just hanging out with some friends, like I find myself like disassociating and just like kind of shrinking back. Like it takes, I don't know why, it's just like a switch,
I think it's just the atmosphere. When you're in an atmosphere with random people and there's like a bunch of other random people around you, even if you're with your friends, because your friends could be thinking something that you're not, and like
vice versa.
What I mean by that is like they might be having a good time, but you're not having a good time, but they're not going to realize they're not having a good time
because they're so caught up in having a good time.
Yeah, because they can't read your mind. And that's why I really take time and like thought and really care about who and where I spend my time with, because I don't want to be in a spot where I'm like, don't want to be here. I'm just kind of sitting here, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I came back to New Mexico or to Greeley right away, because I know if I was gonna be there, I would just been chilling, not really talking to anyone my age. So I'm like, I'd rather come back and, you know, just be at home again and do whatever. But I don't know, life. You never know what life could throw at you. You know.
I think for me, at least, when it comes to those kind of things, I like to be very introspective, you know. Like, I like to look inside of myself a lot, because I feel like I think I have a lot of self-doubt, kind of. Yeah. Like, not necessarily self-doubt, but like like I question everything, you know what I mean? Like, the more and more time I spend analyzing my parents, the more and more I see what I picked up from each of them, you know what I mean? Like, for example, my dad's like really paranoid, like really paranoid, and I'm really paranoid also. You know, like I have such a hard time trusting anything and anyone, you know what I mean? Like whenever I park my car, I put the handbrake on just in case someone tries to steal it. It'll be harder for them, you know? Make it harder for them. Or like whenever I go anywhere, always I have to have a way out, you know? Like, even if it's like like I go to King Supers, I'll be like, oh, if something goes down here, I'll be able to run out the other exit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
feel you exactly.
Like, I don't know what that is, you know what I mean? I don't know where that comes from. And I guess
that's a good trait, actually, because I think it's just part of being like a guy or a man. Because if there's some like fucking pussy out there who's like, shit's going down, he's like, what do I do? You know, but like, but if you like have a good head on your shoulders, they'll be like, all right, I need to get the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna do something, or I need to help people. Like, if someone goes in the grocery store with a gun, and you're like, all right, I can either help people, I can just think about myself,
or dip, you know,
or leave, yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, because I remember, I don't know, it's just like, it seems like not a lot of people would be prepared for that situation, you know, like I guess I think back to, like, I don't know, I like to think I have like fast reactions, not like reflexes, but like reactions, you know. At least, like, I'm never really stunned in any situation where it's like something happens, like at work, like I never realized how dangerous my job can be until I actually like witnessed what can happen. And there's this thing called a blowout. It's like when all the pressure from inside blows out, you know. Dang. And it's deadly. It can be deadly, especially if there's gas involved and it ignites. Then, well, you got a fire there. But we had the thing before a blowout is called a kick. It's like when the pressure starts coming up, and that's when you have time. You have a limited amount of time to control it. And just everything that I was taught and everything that they told me to do, it was just such a quick reaction just to get it done. And, you know, I think I have that trait, and I like to think that I have that trait. I wish I had that trait. Like, unfortunately, I haven't been in enough fight or flight situations to know whether or not I have that trait. But I like to think that when things go sideways, I'll be able to handle it. But you'll never know until you know. Yeah. Like, I took this class called Student Athletic Training with Mr. Lundstrom, and like, he was talking about like how some people are just naturally born to be like paramedics and stuff, you know, like during that Boston Marathon bombing, you know. He was all like people who weren't even medics were running towards like the explosions to help people out. And then he'd be like, how many of you think you'd like run towards the fire? And then like not like barely like anybody raised their hand, you know. And he's like, you'd be surprised how many of you actually run towards it. Yeah. And I was like, damn,
that's pretty cool. I think it's human instinct probably too.
What
like human instinct in a way, like just helping. Or I was just helping, honestly. I feel like 9/11 was one of those things. I like how we both smile about that. That's crazy.
I'm sorry. I immediately thought about Andrew, because let me see. I thought about Andrew because Andrew just recently went to the 9/11 museum.
Oh, really? In
Windsor, I think it was. And this fool, he told me how he got to touch a piece of 9/11. Like, he got to touch like a piece of rubble. Yeah. And like, it was just like, oh my god. And I was like, his mom was like tearing up. She's like, it was so traumatic. She was like, it's so like, it was such a tragedy. And I'm just like, I think it's awesome.
Damn. I'm not laughing in a bad way. I'm just laughing because his mom was crying.
Yeah, no. And Andrew was like, I think this is awesome. And I'm like, damn, bro, this was crazy.
That's funny.
Because apparently a fire engine from here got sent all the way over there to New York. I don't think they drove it there. I think maybe they flew it there or something. I don't know, to help deal with the fires and all that. I don't know.
There's no way.
But somehow
I mean, I believe it, but I feel like
I don't know why. I don't know why they couldn't
that's
got
a lot
something
of
closer.
fire trucks just going from Colorado to New York.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy.
If they flew it, I believe it. But if it was like,
Because those things, they're not meant to go long distance. I mean, they're like medium distance at
Yeah.
least, you know? That's why they have so many fire stations and stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about things I don't know, you know?
yeah,
It's just, I feel like that's one thing. But I don't know. So what kind of person do you think you want to be when you grow up?
me.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, we're getting to that age. We're about to be 20, you know? Well, we still got a year, but like we're knocking on 20's door. Like how do you feel about what you want to be this next decade?
I want to be like ambitious. I think that's the word. Like going out and like, doing things and like, not even just like doing things, but. Oh, I thought you needed me to hold it.
No. I just didn't
I'm
want
just like.
I didn't want the to get on the camera, you know?
Oh, you're good. But yeah, I guess ambitious is like being like going out, right? And
Yeah.
like doing things, I guess. Or being
Ambitious is like being driven. Like ambition is like
To do things, right?
you want to do things. You want to do
Okay.
things. I think what you're looking for is like extroverted, maybe, or just outgoing, adventurous.
Yeah, I would say ambitious. Yeah, it's a good one because, like, I already do the things that I want to do in the future, like podcasting, music, vlogging, everything, the whole 9 yards or whatever. But I just want to get like more advanced in it, I guess. Like, I guess like more professional. So like this podcast I record with my phone, for example, right? But like if I get a camera, if I get two of them, and like turn on like the portrait mode and it's blurred behind you and it's blurred behind me, it'll look nice and like nice or whatever. Did you fall asleep? Edwin's over there.
I thought it was me.
But yeah, I guess just getting out. I mean, I already do, but I mean, eventually in the future, I'm gonna be like living in an apartment or a house or something. Who knows who I'll be living with, you know? Because I mean, that's just life. You don't know where you're gonna be a year from now or 5 years from now or whatever. But I told myself by the time I'm 25, I want to at least have a girlfriend that's like that we're locked in.
Mm-hmm.
We don't got to be married. That's not. I want to marry someone, but obviously not then right away. So like when I'm 25, I want to at least have my own apartment, whether it's with a friend or with a girlfriend, and just have like a recording studio for music in there. It's like a mini one, like in the room, or you know these kind of mics really don't even need them because they don't really pick up much sound, like background noise or whatever. And then have like the living room kind of like this, like a podcast vibe, so that I can do podcasts in the living room, but it still be a living room. But if we're talking about like character or just like me myself, then I would say yeah, just ambitious and responsible, and I don't know. I think as long as I have that vision, as long as I take steps to get there, I'll be there. But I think even when I'm living with the vision already, I feel like I still won't. I feel like once I have everything the way I'm envisioning it now, I feel like I still won't feel like I've made it.
Yeah,
I feel like there'll still be more to do. Yeah.
I can definitely see that for you. I just feel like there's so many steps along the way, but like the funny thing is that life just doesn't take a break. You know, so I think like the funny thing is like before you know it, you'll have all those things. Yeah. The way I see it before you know it, my watch just did a flip in my arm. But I feel like before you know it, you'll have everything you've ever wanted. You know, and that's the crazy thing about life is because like it seems like just yesterday we were in middle school shoving pencils in the ceiling. You know, it seems like we were getting yelled at in band class for FaceTiming each other and like doing dumb things across the classroom together. You know, it's like life moves fast, you know. So it's like
FaceTiming each other even though we're in the same class.
yeah, like this fool was like, we was in the clarinet section, I was in the trumpet section,
Yeah.
and this fool would like start calling me. I'm like, bro, and I was like, I wouldn't say I was a good kid in class, but I was like, I tried to pay attention, and this fool would never let me. Like that's why, and vice versa too. I would never let him like pay attention in class, but this fool started like FaceTiming me, and he'd send me like pictures, and we'd be like making faces and stuff, or like point the camera at people,
Yeah.
and we just wouldn't stop dying, bro. And like I'd be laughing into my instrument. Anybody who knows anything about trumpet, you know, you gotta like buzz your lips to play it. And I'd be like into my trumpet, you know, like laughing and be like, nah, bro. But like I'm saying, it's like I feel like you could definitely do all the things you say you want to do. You know,
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, I mean, you're doing it right now. You know, there's no drastic change in your life that could ever, like, no matter what, you're gonna do this. You know,
Yeah.
I can definitely see that in you. You know, like you can, you know, knock on wood, but you could have like a baby or something, you know, and it still would not like.
Yeah, I would still be able to
Yeah, you'd still find a way.
go around it or something.
You know, you'd lock that fool in this little like jumper in the corner and be like, "Give me a minute." It's like Papa's gotta edit. You know, you know. I don't know. That's the thing I admire about you is like your ambition and your drive. You know, I guess I just asked that because it's just like, like, I feel like one of the things, like the reason why, like even like to this day, I guess ever since we came up with that whole yin yang concept, like way back in the day,
Yeah.
you know, I've always tried to analyze our what do you say, our commons, or like what we have in common and what we don't have in common. You
Yeah.
know, like what we have in common and where we contrast.
Or like
you
our
know?
defaults.
Not necessarily defaults, because I want to see them as that, but I see them as like what we have, where we're similar and what we're different. You know,
Okay, yeah.
that's what I meant to say. You know, and it's like you have this very like how do you say, like live in the moment mentality, and I really struggle with that because all I do is plan for the future. I guess maybe it's something different between us, but like I think that's one of the major differences we have in each other. But otherwise, we're pretty similar, as you can see. But
Yeah.
you know, I think it's very easy for you to find a way to live in the moment, and for me, it feels like everything I do now has to affect me later, or everything I do now is for me later.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I could take it. It's like I think, I don't know. This fool fell asleep. But it was like, would you rather have 60 years of pain and 5 years of like of pleasure? You know, like 5 years of like partying, friends, girls, whatever. Or would you rather have 60 years of pleasure and 5 years of pain? You know.
Well, I think with me, I learned I'm not afraid to fail anymore. Like at all. Like I'll just be like, well, I'm gonna do a show, whether I like it or not. Like when I did that show at the bowling alley, I was like, I'm gonna do it, whether I like it or not. I'm gonna do it. Like I might not be ready, but I'm gonna be ready when I'm on stage.
Oh, shows. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, like I wasn't gonna do it, and then I just hit request slot. I'm like, well, it's too late now.
Yeah, too late now. You know.
So, but I pulled it off, and it was a good time. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, what the fuck was I gonna say? Wait, you were talking about like,
Living in the moment and stuff like that.
Oh,
Living in the
that's right.
moment and mission.
I had something I wanted to talk about because living in the moment. And then you're talking about like, mistakes. Mistakes. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know, like even if it's just asking someone for their number, I mean, it's either yes or no, and even if it's no, well then shit. All right.
Yeah,
On to
you
the
just,
next
you
day.
just did it. Yeah, you just did
I'm
it.
not gonna think about it a month from now. Maybe I will, but it's not like it's like tough shit, you know. Whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's just like just doing it. I guess just taking action. That's the big thing for me too. Forgot what freaking quote I have on my whiteboard up there. It's like take action or something like that. I can't remember. Or action something. I don't know. I can't remember, but yeah, action is like a really big word for me because like, or like in my song Transcend Daily literally explains everything in a way. I said something like shit, I can't remember what I said, but I listened to that song today and I'm like, damn, like
spitting bars, you know.
yeah, like it's actually like a genuine song, like a really, like I guess you could say like a real song or whatever. We're actually talking about things.
Well, I feel like that's more of like a mentality dump, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that is so hard, like at least for me, because my mentality is so odd. Like honestly, like my mentality is very, I guess, like egocentric in a way. Not necessarily like egotistical, but it's like my mentality is all about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But me, it goes in layers. Like, you know, like a rocaleta. You ever had a rocaleta? You know, like the lollipop, like you eat it, it's got layers in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's layers to me, you know. So obviously it's me in the center, and it's everything else that has to do with me. And it's like my mentality is more about elevating and putting myself where I know I want to be, because I don't believe in temporary pleasures. You know what I mean? Like I don't believe that that small things, like right now these years we should be partying, you know, according to everybody else we should be partying.
Yeah,
we should be getting wasted, we should be getting trashed, we should be hooking up with chicks, we should be doing this, that, and the third, you know what I mean, according to the whole to our generation, at least everything you see on TikTok, everything you see on social media, you know, and everything you've seen before, you know, everybody around this age, everybody in the college age is just supposed to be smashing, drinking, and I guess moseying their way through life.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a quote from Mac Miller's song called Rush Hour, where he's all like, I started making money in 11th grade soon as I learned that the more you do, the less you wait, you know. The more you do, the less you wait.
That's good.
And that, to me, it just resonated with me in a way that said, like, I gotta keep going, you know, I gotta keep pumping, I gotta keep elevating, you know, I gotta to never get complacent. Yeah. You know, because it's like life is like complicated, you know what I mean? It's like you get too complacent, you know, like think about people who are our age, not going to college, you know, and that's not dissing anybody, you know, I'm speaking out loud. This is the Doogie podcast. You can say whatever you want, except for a few things, you know. But like, you know, like people our age who are still working fast food restaurants, they were working in high school, you know, not really doing nothing, you know, and you ask them and it's like, and it's no diss, you know, because when I ask someone what they're doing with their life, it's a genuine interest, you know. Like I said, exactly. You know, it's a genuine interest. And if you tell me, you know, like for example, I like to pay attention to people, you know. So like every little detail, I like to pay attention. So when I see you again, I can bring that up, you know. It'd be like, say like 8 months ago, you told me we were with this girl, and I don't see you for like 8 months, and I'd be like, well, how's you and your girl? And they're like, oh, you know, we're having a kid and all that. I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Like just like keeping small things in mind, because you know that's part of having a conversation with somebody is. Or, you know, and it's just like, I like to keep tabs on everything, you know, because everybody's their own person. Everybody's got their own lives. Everybody's got to be a part of something. And I guess I just like to pay attention. But for me personally, I cannot see my life. Even if I don't make it in this whole entertainment thing that I want to do. Yeah. I don't want my life to go down the drain, you know, basically. Because I think I spent too many years around too many people whose lives were just that, you know. Yeah. From family, from friends, to just... like, it's not for me, you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine working a dead-end job, you know, for like 3 to 4 kids and an ungrateful wife? Okay, let me rephrase that, sounds misogynist, but like just an unhappy partner, you know, just misery, absolute misery. And there's no end to that, you know. There's no end to that misery, because life just like I said earlier, life just keeps on going. Like everything you've done since the moment you were born has led up to this moment. You ever thought of that? Yeah, like kinda. every scraped ankle, every you know, messed up toe, every family barbecue, every good and bad thing you've ever done has led to this. Yeah, and and every good and bad thing you're doing now is gonna lead to where you're at 10 years from now. You know, and it's just life just doesn't stop. And I guess that's why my mentality differs from yours about like live every day to the fullest, you know. And I guess what I mean is like live every day according to what you want 10 years from now. Yeah. Because, you know, 10 years from now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to want stability, you know. Right now I want stability. So, you know, like, I guess it's just doing one thing at a time, but with a goal in mind. Otherwise you're doing things for nothing. You know? Yeah. I guess, and then also makes me think of like the Joker a little bit from The Dark Knight, where he's like plan, like I don't got a plan, you know, I'm just do things, you know. That he's like, I'm like a dog chasing cars. I don't know what I'll do if I ever catch one. Yeah, you know, not me. I'm the type of dog that wants to chase a car and knows what the fuck I'm gonna do when I catch it, you know, because I don't know, not having a plan freaks me out. That's just me though.
I mean, I don't know, because I mean, I could set up this whole plan like with music or podcasting, like step by step, which I was actually going to do that, But I kind of just go with the flow. Like sometimes I'll be like, I'm not in the mood to do a podcast. I'm like, I'm not. And usually when I'm not in the mood to do a podcast, I'm in the mood to do music. When I'm not in the mood to do music, I'm in the mood to do a podcast. And if it's neither, then it's probably vlogging or something, or reaction videos or something. But I'm forgetting what the big idea was here.
Damn, Ivan. You really need Nick to remind you with everything?
I don't know why, dude.
Your dad was right.
I forget shit like crazy.
Oh, bro. We're winging this podcast, dude. We have no script set up. We have no script, like no topics.
The majority, I think the past like 4 have been like that actually.
Unscripted?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Wait.
Or like at least topic ideas.
No, the one with McKenna was, we actually wrote like shit down that we wanted to talk about, but other than that.
Shout out McKenna.
Yeah.
Yogurt. I remember when you guys first brought that up. Oh, that shit was so funny to me. Yeah. Yogurt.
Oh, right, a plan. I don't know. I think I just go with the flow. I feel like I've always told myself that. So yeah, I just kind of just do whatever. Not whatever, but like I'm not just gonna go like, oh, like whatever, you know. But like I said, it just depends how I feel. Like state of mind. Like I said, if I want to do music, I'll make a song or whatever. But I don't know. My life's not too crazy right now. It's pretty simple. But like sometimes I'm like, I want to do more than just like right now. I have enough time to like manage like a job and like make music and podcasting, you know, but it's still not enough time for me. Like I hate being at work and I'm like, dude, I shouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
Like I could literally quit my job right now, and from now to like December I could go crazy. Because I feel like I would have so much time. I would have to think about like, oh, I gotta go to work this Friday. Oh, I gotta do this. Like that stresses me out like so much.
Because you can't focus on things you want to do.
Yeah, and it's not the work that pisses me off. It's just being there.
Yeah, it's like being away from what you really want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can kind of feel that too, you know, because I've thought about it too. You know, it's like, what if I just like quit? You know what I mean? Like, what if I just quit everything and just dedicated myself to this music thing? You know, like how far could I get if I did that? You know? Because I really don't. I'm on the same page with you. I don't have, except you actually put in time and shit, you know, and I don't. You know, it's like you put in time and effort into this, you know, and I don't. And I've always thought about like, what if I just quit right now? Like, what if I just saved up? What if I just got through this last pay period and just quit, called it quits, and just focused on this and that, and did this, you know, disappeared, you know, just disappeared off the grid type shit, and just focused on this and made a comeback like nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's so much you can do, and it's like, you feel, that's like that conversation we were having with Abe the other night, you know? And shout out Exodus, shout out John Doe, shout out Asai, shout out Die for Lows, shout out Zay IV. But yeah, you know, it's like, it's just like there's so much you can get done when you apply yourself, but there's so many distractions in this world that just do not make sense. Like, I don't know, it's so confusing sometimes how people like you can just like completely cut off the whole world and be in their own, you know what I mean? And just successfully be in their own world.
That was actually a big thing, like when I started dating, we're not saying names, but my last ex.
Yeah, wait.
Not like saying names. But like I remember when I was talking to her, I was like, the big word for me then that I was finally getting into was atmosphere. And I'm like, I told her, me and you in this car right now, I'm like, we're in an atmosphere together. We're here. It's just me and you. No one else is in our atmosphere right now. Like what we talk about, like the way we feel when we're talking back and forth, like this is our atmosphere, like, and it's gonna carry on with us wherever we go. Like when we're separated, we're in our own atmosphere, in our own mind, but then when we meet again, it's like they combined again.
Yeah.
So like when I see you and you come to my house, there's different things that I remember about you. You make music, we freaking walk from school, like just random memories, just random thoughts, you know, or like whatever, like we hung out the other day, like just random things. And then when I would see her, you know, whatever, right? But atmosphere is a big like word and a big thing too, because when you mix different atmospheres, it changes the room a lot. Like if somebody else is here that like that maybe I didn't get along with, but like that you did for whatever reason, maybe I wouldn't feel like as
Invited
social or
okay,
invited
yeah.
to. Yeah.
I feel that.
But I think it's just the atmosphere is a big thing. And
Between people.
yeah, and you can really be really like gated with your atmosphere. That's how I try to be now. Just because I know what's good for me. I know who's good for me. I know who I need, and I know how much I need. Because I don't want to go over the top and just like not necessarily know too many people, but just I know what I need for now. Now that I'm like
Adult.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people struggle with that for a long time, you know, learning how to preserve themselves. And that's why you see a lot of people getting taken advantage of, a lot of people how to be themselves, honestly. Because it's so hard, you know what I mean? There's so many expectations, there's so many, you know, you think there's so many check boxes that you need to check off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to be like this, you need to dress like that, you need to act like this, you need to talk like this. And it's just like the atmosphere of some people, you can just tell, like, and
I don't think anybody's himself.
anymore, you know what I
Because
mean?
like I hate texting people, bro. It's like it's not you. Like when it's behind the screen, I'm like, this isn't you. Like I would rather be sitting with you. Obviously, not everybody would say that. I feel like some people are comfortable with texting. You know, maybe they don't even think like that, like the way that I do, like about sitting down with them and like talking. But like genuinely, like I'd rather phone call. But like obviously, I can't call you whenever I want because you're probably busy. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, even voice messages too go a long way. But texting is different because you're just reading it like as if it's like you know, when you read a book, you have to like imagine the tone of voice in a way.
Yeah.
But like we don't like text too much with like periods or exclamation point. Like I know emojis are a thing,
so
but
like punctuation. We don't use punctuation.
not too much.
Yeah. I definitely feel what you mean. That's why I try to apply those, because I feel I understand those pauses and those sways and those just the change in tones and like in paragraphs or the sentences can go a long way. Like imagine if I said, like, okay, this is gonna be no punctuation. I'm outside. Bring coffee. Never mind, that sucked.
Well,
But you know what I mean?
That kind of made sense. Yeah,
it made sense. Brief, and it's supposed to be brief. But I mean, like, it's just like complicated. Sometimes about nice comma or a period can go a long way. You know what I mean? And that's not to say I'm some college professor who speaks with punctuation, but it's just the way people interact socially, physically, verbally is a lot different than the way they would interact over text. And even me, you know, here, you know, it's like texting, it's brief, it's short, it's whatever, but you know, I guess it's convenient in a way, but it can also get annoying, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I guess someone like you who's so picky with their friends and so picky about their circle and so picky about everything, you know, it's like you have expectations, you know, and I can see that. You know, so it's like
I wouldn't say picky, but like I'm very critical.
It's the same thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, okay, picky is a informal way of saying, you know, critical.
Okay.
You know, but and that's not to throw any shade at you, because that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing at all to be critical. It's just a smart thing, because you know you start hanging around dumbasses and
then you turn into one.
You turn into one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like really, and you know, really being alone these past few months when I've been working, and I wouldn't say, I mean, I'm still with my cousin and everything, you know, but like. We only see each other like on the drive there, on the drive back, and we bump into each other every now and then, you know.
Yeah.
But that's it, you know. And really being isolated and alone, and having to be around other people. And that's not to say that just because I work with adults that they're all mature, because they're not, you know.
Yeah.
It's I've always said it. I will say it till the day I die. But adults are nothing but grown up ass kids, you know. Some adults are more mature than others, and some aren't. You know, it's just plain and simple like that. But you know, it really like when I was working for a few weeks, and after I got reunited with my friends, I was like, whoa, this is different. You know what I mean? Like I had to completely I had to backtrack almost. You know what I mean?
Shit, I need to plug the phone back in.
Do you think anything's gonna die, or?
I should be fine, but it's still rolling, so that's good. Well, it's just because if it says low battery, sometimes it stops recording.
Mhm.
Sorry, guys, I'm just doing something real quick.
You gonna cut this out?
I'll probably just leave it in.
You sure?
Yeah. They won't mind it. It's just a little minor quick fix. Hopefully it's charging. If not, then that sucks. Should be charging though, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. 37 minutes in. Probably actually like maybe 30
minutes in.
30 or
I was gonna say
33.
something. What's it called? My friend is the. Oh, you can't say names, huh?
I mean, it depends what you're saying.
No, it's funny. Well, my friend, yeah, you know who he got banned off of Snapchat.
Trying to remember why he did.
He let's just say, be nice to your AI.
Oh my gosh, he got banned?
Because of the things he was saying to his AI.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and another one of my friends, he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, how come?" How come he blocked me on Snapchat? I'm like, "I don't think he blocked you on Snapchat, my boy." And he's all like, "What happened?" And he's all like, "He said some things to his AI," and he's like, "Was that bad?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Dang, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy. It's funny to me.
I don't know what you could say to that, but that's weird. That's actually crazy.
A lot of terroristic harassment, borderline just horrible jokes you should never say to people. And it got him banned. It's hilarious.
Yeah, AI is crazy. That's like a new thing this year. I don't think I really heard anything about it. Like I've heard of it, but like it's getting like really advanced now.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. I mean, that's the one thing I'm not really excited. Like, another concept I brought up to somebody was, do you ever feel like you weren't meant to grow up?
Mm-hmm.
You ever feel like maybe it's a weird paradox, like to think about our parents as teenagers, but
Yeah.
like they were teenagers at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But then like it's so hard to imagine them. Like, do you think they knew they were gonna grow up, or like, basically what I'm trying to get at is like, do you think the world's gonna end before we grow up? That's what I'm saying, and it doesn't have to be on no religious sense. It doesn't have to be on.
I low-key think the world will end before I die.
Before we die.
Yeah, I
You think so?
I think eventually I could see myself.
You hear that? Is that Izzy? Oh, it's his fool.
Oh, that just scared the shit out of me. That tank was barking, but like, he doesn't bark like that. But yeah,
No, bro. See, last time, bro, I was telling him he went to New Mexico for a few days, and he asked me to feed his dogs one day, and I came here and it was raining, and I took his dogs outside.
Is he really that loud?
Do you want to put like a pillow on his face or what?
No,
you
it
think it'll
just
pick
threw
up,
me
or-
out. I don't think so. I think it'll cut out. If
Okay.
not, then that's funny. But it's all good.
All right. But yeah, and he asked me to feed his dogs, and I came over and fed his dogs, and I had to take them outside to, obviously use the restroom and then eat. And I came inside because it was raining, and he's like, "Yeah, he's just talking me up," and I was just like, "Yeah." And I heard like a loud noise come from the upstairs of his house, and I turned the volume all the way down on my phone and just like paid attention, and I didn't hear it for a little bit, so I turned it back up, and I heard it again, and I was freaking out. I wanted to tell Ivan, like, whatever happens, bro, I would never kill myself, man. Like, because like, I don't know, I'm like a paranoid person, like I'm not a scary person. Like I don't get scared easily, but I'm paranoid. That's another thing, like I'm careful. But it freaked me out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I could not have left that house faster.
Like, all right, later, bro.
Later, bro. Yeah, I locked those dogs back up, locked all the doors, and left. I was almost scared to walk past these stairs, bro.
Well, I don't know. All the houses I've lived in have been scary. Like the last house I lived in was scary. Like the basement, something was down there. I don't know what, but I locked myself down there one time to break my fear from the dark. But it worked. I mean, I had the TV on, but it was like a little box TV,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even remember what movie I was watching. But I just turned all the lights off and just watched the TV on. And that was it. Then just fell asleep. And I woke up the next morning. I'm like, all right, let me get out of here. Because the morning is even weirder. Because I don't know, you just feel like somebody's waiting for you. I would run up the stairs so fast, dude. It was the creepiest basement.
Honestly, I got for a while back there, like during COVID, I think I actually wanted to explore like haunted buildings and stuff, just to like.
If you look like that over again, I'm gonna.
No, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I'm paranoid. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I take it back. I am scared.
Well, if you watch the Watcher after this, it's pretty.
You ain't watching no damn Watcher, bro.
No, we're gonna watch it.
No,
we could go to my room maybe, but I don't know. I feel like it's better down here. Well, I don't know. That TV's been weird, dude. The remote got chewed up by Izzy. Shout out Izzy, little
munchkin.
But yeah, that TV works but doesn't work. I have to like unplug it from like the wall and then plug it back in. And it's just a bunch of bullshit I have to do. But I'm pretty sure I could get it working. But yeah, The Watcher is actually a really good show. That was like when I was when I was watching The Watcher, I also had COVID, and I was just like watching it. Like I think I watched like both 2 seasons, or like both 2 seasons in 2 days.
I thought it was a movie.
Yeah, it's a show.
Mm.
I think I watched both seasons in like 2 days, I think. And within those 2 days, I think the last day I actually started my song Figured Out. That's when I first started rapping.
Oh yeah, this was
It was like my first song.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Or did it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the first one.
Yeah. I wish.
It just started with the da-da.
Yeah, I remember you sent me that one at work, and I was like blown away because I was like, "Oh shit, that's kind of tight."
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Right, you're on FaceTime or something.
Yeah, no, because I had to record it. I screen recorded it. I still have the original copy to this day. Before you messed it all up. No,
I don't know. It was just the voice that I didn't like.
That's sick voice, yeah. But it was good. It was a nice structure and all that. What was I saying? But yeah, no, I don't know. I get paranoid like quickly, bro. Like the second I don't start liking something, I get paranoid, you know. So it's just like gotta keep eyes on everything, you know.
I don't know. I went through a lot of that when I was younger because I had really bad nightmares when I was younger. I don't know why. I feel like there was like a demon in that house or something. Yeah. But then again, I watched a lot of Ghost Adventures, so I don't know if it messed with me a little bit. So I was always paranoid. But like now, I'm not really afraid of much. I don't know why.
I think the only things I'm afraid of are things I can't like calculate or things I can understand. Oh, like I watched a movie with my girlfriend last night. It was As Above, So Below. You ever seen it?
What's it called?
As Above, So Below.
Oh, okay, no.
Well, I watched the movie. She fell asleep.
Yeah.
But it's about like this girl. She's like this woman. She's exploring. She's an adventurer, you know, or not necessarily an adventurer. She's like a researcher. Yeah. And she's trying to find this thing called the Philosopher's Stone. And she's like going all over. She goes to Iran and she goes into these caves to find these clues. And I guess it reveals the location of the stone, and it's in France. Yeah. And do you know about the catacombs of France?
Yeah.
Like the underground tunnels,
the skulls and stuff
like that. And she goes down there with this group of explorers, and I'm not claustrophobic by any means. Like you could lock me in a dryer for like 3 days and I'd be chilling. You know what I mean? Like, that's an exaggeration. But like you could lock me in a dryer and I wouldn't start freaking out immediately.
Dude, that'd be funny as fuck. Sorry, I didn't mean. No, sorry, go ahead. I was like, if I move that light and like put it in Isaac's room, and then I'll like open the door and then change it red, and then turn off these lights, and then we'll wait by the stairs, and we'll just bang on the door, and I'll be freaking out. And then she's like a fucking red door right there. You down? Bro. Like after we. And then I'll try to record it on my phone or something.
But a little backup footage.
Yeah. Hopefully we can pull it off. But
this was a light sleeper look.
That shit. I just thought of it right now. It was like a perfect plan. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, where was I? Oh, okay. So I'm not claustrophobic by any means. You can lock me in the tightest box and I'll be chilling. But this movie like it does a really good job of making you feel claustrophobic because she gets trapped in these caves underneath, and basically the concept is she traveled deep enough, and she goes through like a little like I wouldn't say portal where she goes into hell.
No shit.
And it's not like the hell we've imagined, it's just like it's like a revert, as above so below, it's like everything is just mirrored upside down. And the ending really tripped me out, and the whole movie's like a found footage, it's like shot through like a camera, like kind of like the Unfriended or the Blair Witch or whatever like that, so it's like on a camera, and they find a manhole cover at the end of the movie, and they try to slide it out of the way, like how you would like a manhole cover, and they push it and they open it, and like it's our world upside down, and when they go back out it flips upright, and it was just such a creepy movie, bro. And that movie actually managed to move me in a way. So I do appreciate like a good movie that'll move you. Like, doesn't necessarily have to scare you, doesn't necessarily have to like freak you out, but if it moves you, that's how you know it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Like The Shining for me, I used to watch that movie a lot when I was young, and it just moves me in a way that's uncomfortable, it's uncanny, and I guess that's what I appreciate in horror movies. What else, just something that just really resonates with who you are as a person, something that just manages to touch you. Pause.
I get that, I guess. Yeah,
but The Watcher, like,
it's not even scary, it's just creepy. It's just like all the things that happen are just like why are they happening, and they can't control it, and not even physically, just like things that are going on. It's just creepy. And I mean, it's called The Watcher, so I'm sure you could put that in, or like hand in hand. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about was what was it? You said that you don't like, or you always think about like you said that about like if we were meant to like be a certain age.
Yeah.
And I had something to say about that. I'm trying to remember it right now. Oh yeah, like right now we're 50 years old. Like right now, as we speak.
Why do you say that?
Because when we're 50 years old, we'll be 50 years old. So like back when
okay, I see what you mean.
when we were in band class, we were doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Because now we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So like when your 21st birthday comes, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
Well, your 21st birthday. Watch, when it's your 21st birthday, you can be like, you're right. Like maybe you agree with me already, but like, you know what I mean?
Kinda. Can you elaborate?
Like, it's just basically how quick.
Oh, okay,
time flies by.
I see what you mean.
And the
So,
only
like,
two things you relate to is us doing this podcast and the birthday, and nothing in between. It's just those two things.
Yeah, because it makes sense. Because it was just like I said, it's just like yesterday. We were walking home from school.
Yeah.
Come and go. And when we get to that stop sign, when we split up. I keep going. You turn left. It just seems like just yesterday.
Yeah.
I can definitely see what you mean by that. It's like time flies like that. Like before we know it, I'll be 21. Before we know it, we'll be 50 and shit like that.
Yeah.
If we make it to 50, you know what I mean? I don't know. I got such a strange feeling that I don't know how. I can't imagine myself at those ages. Because like.
That'd be scary because you get closer to death, and it's like after death, it's like, oh shit, like where do you go?
I used to get panic attacks about that when I was young, like
Same.
11 years old, like thinking about how death would like.
Yeah. 9/11 scared me the most.
Really?
About it. Yeah. Like every time 9/11 roll around the corner, I just see like people jumping off the buildings. I'm like, what was the thought process? Like to like jump. Like, I mean, they probably were like, oh well, and hit the ground when it like explode. But then it's like you have to like jump. Like I couldn't do it. Like there's no way. I would have been up there. I would have gotten crushed at the building if anything.
I feel like that's the same thing in like I wasn't necessarily scared of death. I was more scared of the idea of existentialism.
What's that?
Like nothing. Like the idea of like nothingness. Like
I'm afraid of just like just your body, just nothing. Like imagine your body, like and you see dead body, right? Like imagine your own. That's just no life. It's just like a body.
That's why like sometimes when I was recently with my girl, like she was taking pictures of me sleeping, and when I saw them, they kind of freaked me out because that's like that might be how I look like when I'm dead. You know what I mean? And like I don't know, my mind is dark like that, But it's just like I know what you mean. Like imagine like your lifeless body.
Yeah.
Like that is freaky.
Or like your grandchildren looking over you, and they don't know anything about the podcast and like your whole life. Or like I probably don't even know things about my great grandpa like ever. I don't know if ever. That's one thing I regret is I don't know if I'll ever have time to like sit down with him and
chat,
like like talk about his past or whatever, but I do that with my grandpa a lot usually, so I mean I guess that's good, but
it's like I know what you mean, like people have lived 1,000 lives or there's 1,000 lives around you that you don't even know about. You know what I mean? That's why like when people tell me stories, I like to pay attention because that is their life, that is what they've been through, that is what they lived, whether it's a happy, sad or just whatever moment,
I feel like everyone's stories are connected too.
I've always thought about that.
Unless they were personal. Other than that, they're all connected. Like the fact that we're all here, we share this memory because we're here together, I put
my piercing.
You good?
Yeah, I put my earring on. Yeah. You were saying?
Yeah, just like like no one else will like experience what we experienced tonight, like doing the podcast together. Like they could have heard about it, like oh yeah, like me and I'll be like, oh yeah, me and Ivan did a podcast yesterday, and then now they know that we did a podcast, but they won't know what it's like because they weren't there.
Yeah.
And by that I mean, like we'll always share this memory.
It's a permanent thing, and
yeah,
I guess that thing you said, like, wait, what'd you say about like everybody's like been involved in a way or something like that? It was like
everyone's like connected.
Yeah, connected. That's what I mean. It's like
all memories are connected
in a way.
Cause like if I get, hold on, let me think about this. if I go to the grocery store and I like drop a glass like jar of jelly or something on the ground, like if people see me drop it, like they share that memory with me that I literally dropped it, even though it's not much of a memory, but like I dropped it, and they're probably like, oh shit, like he just dropped the thing, you know. But someone across the store, they won't even be connected in that memory.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's like a basic. I'm basically just giving like a good example of like a memory. It's like just those people that see me drop that are connected to me in a way, and that's why like when you relate to people, like when you first talk to them, like let's say you start talking to a girl from high school again, you know, you relate to her because she'll be like, oh, remember that one time in high school and this
then
guy
you get
did
different
that.
perspectives, you know, like oh, I was here when this happened, and like oh, I was over there with
exactly.
this.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Like we went to a quinceañera recently, and we went to a Buckle to buy some clothes.
Okay.
And there was this girl there that I didn't even know, but I guess she graduated with us from Northridge, same class and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't even recognize you or know you or anything, you know. And it's like crazy how so many things can connect like people at once, you know, like bad things, good things, and all
that's
this and that.
That's the thing. Is some you might not even talk to anyone, but they know a lot of things about you.
No, or that, or like, or have been at the same place. I've always thought about that. Like, have I ever been at the same place at the same time as someone else and didn't even know, like in their childhood, like.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like before we knew each other. Like imagine if we were at Chuck E. Cheese together.
Dude, I think about that shit all the time. I think about that all
the time. Like I thought about like connections and stuff like that. Like because Greeley is a small place.
Or like when, like let's say you and like let's say you and Blaine, for example, like you guys like 10 years ago. Like I wonder what's been like the closest
the closest you've ever been with a person,
them, like physically.
Yeah.
Like let's say he was at like. You guys were at Walmart with your parents, and then you guys are like on opposite aisles or something like that, and then like you guys pass each other in the store, and it's like just another person, you know?
Exactly.
Or like that might even happen nowadays.
That doesn't happen now.
That might be people out there you've already seen,
and you'll remember that in the years. Like that reminds me of this. There was this like this Chinese like couple who they were at this monument at the same time. And they took the picture at the same time. But this fool was on one side and she was on the other, and you could see they compared the pictures, and you can see the fool in the back and you can see her in the front. You know what I mean? Like in his picture you can see her in the background, in her picture you can see him in the background, and they're married. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's just so cool and coincidental to me. I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like like you know, like for example, like I have a friend in high school. We you know who had interest in this girl. And when he started talking to that girl, they became really good friends, and they found out that their parents used to know each other and used to hang out with each other as babies, you know? And they have like a picture of them together as babies, you know? And I just think that's so weird. It's so like such a small world, you know? Like for example, this girl I used to talk to, you guys grew up like literally like house to house from each other, and you ain't even
me?
Yeah. Like she lived down the street from you. Back when you used to live with your grandpa, you know, at Memo's house. Well, not Memo's house, it's the Dan's house, you know? The greenhouse right there.
Well, I only lived there for like, what, 2 years? Like, I was a baby?
Yeah, same with her.
Oh, okay.
You know? But like, you lived at the same house, like around the same area. Like back to back from each other. And it's just so bizarre how small this world is, you know? That thing to me is crazy. But, you know, it's like, it's weird, you know? But
yeah.
I vibe with it.
Yeah.
I like to think about stuff like that. Because it makes me feel like this life is much larger than we think as well, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like...
I think it's just all about being just good. Just be like, just do good things. Like, just be good. Like, do things that are good for you. I mean, of course, you can't control things in life that are bad, but I think regardless, like, it's your fault, and you should take accountability of it, regardless of it. Because, like, if something bad happens, and even if it's not your fault, if you don't do anything about it, it's still gonna look like it's your fault. Like, if, for example, let's say like your car, like the tire goes flat, and it's not your fault. You just wake up and it's slashed. It's not your fault, right? But if you don't do anything about it, it's your fault because you're not doing anything about it. So it's better just to fix it and be like, all right, once it's fixed, it'll be like it never happened.
Well, at the same time, there's some things you can't fix, you know. But I guess
it depends what
like
it
doing
is.
something is better than doing nothing, I guess.
Well, could you give me an example just to see how I'd go about it?
Okay, so you said some bad happens to you and you do nothing about it, and you know you just didn't do anything.
Because I don't question God anymore.
Okay. Well, I guess though, if then that's the way you want to look at it, then there's nothing I could really say. You know what I mean? But there's some people out there who aren't religious. You know?
Yeah, I feel like relationships kind of drove me to that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. To thinking that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, because it's like, why? It's like it's just thing that's supposed to be good, and then it just ends bad. Then I feel bad afterwards. But then I'm like, wait, I still can't do anything about it regardless. I'm like, they already said they're done, so done.
So how does that whole thing work then? If everything's already planned out and everything's just already set in motion, then what?
And then it just like ends all of a sudden.
Yeah. Then what's the point in that? You know, or what's the point in even trying?
Or do you mean like what's that? Like what's my next step in a way? Or like,
In a way, but it's like, okay, so you're saying that a bad thing happens and you do something about it, and yet you don't get the result you want. You should still move forward, right?
I think you just move on and either try it again, but like whatever didn't work, or at least what you thought. I mean, it takes thought to think about like, what did I do? What did I do?
What did I do?
What did I do? You might not have even done anything wrong. It's just like sometimes
Things just don't work
shit
out.
don't magnetize, you know. I'm just thinking like plus and minus they connect.
Doogie quotes. This shit don't magnetize.
Shit don't magnetize. So I think it just comes down to just like sitting there and being deep in thought and just being like, what can I do next time to be locked in, I guess, in a way. Like it's almost like a song, you know, when you first make your first song, you're not locked in, you're kind of just experimenting, but then like 2 albums later you're like, all right, what can I do to like lock in
Again?
But you'll lock in more and more each time.
I think it's natural to lock in. You know what I mean? I feel like it's some things you can't force, some things you can't just put a label on, you know? Because if you more you corner yourself, the more you're going to fake it.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in a fake relationship before and it's not good. You know, I know what it feels like to try and force something so bad. And like I've noticed it the first time I put a fake smile on for a video, and I was like, that was like, it looks bad, you know what I mean? Because you can just clearly tell. Because I try my best to be genuine, because I don't know, I feel like transparency is my, like Joey Badass says, transparency is my love language, you know. And I don't just mean that in like a relationship sense, but I mean like in honesty, you know. Like like even if you catch me saying something rude or catch me saying something, you know, bizarre or, you know, just out of pocket, it's just, I will always try and be honest. And that's why I get upset when I hear people talking bad about me, you know, or people talking bad to me, or people saying one thing to me and saying the opposite. It's like, because, you know, I like to be honest, you know. Of course there's some things I will say more when I'm more comfortable. Like for example, say like I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say that shit talking just it's bad, you know, but everybody does it, you know.
Yeah.
Literally everybody does it, you know. But I will always try my best to be honest about it with the person up front, you know. Like say someone's being like a straight up liar, you know what I mean? Like even though I know I'm gonna talk shit about it later, I'm gonna say something like get the fuck out, you know, or like oh yeah, dead ass, you know, like just giving them crap about it, you know, because it's like in that sense, I don't think it's bad. If you do it to their face and behind their back, I don't think it matters, you know. Everybody should kind of keep their words to themselves, but in this day and age, in this world, it's inevitable, you know. Nobody's a saint, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, I feel like, I don't know, I think it's just being transparent and being honest, you know, and I guess accepting things for how they are. You know, sometimes you gotta accept that there's things you cannot fix.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess there's just like, that's when, you know, you move forward and you find out what you're gonna do next for your life, because negativity and all that is just, it's no good, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
I always tell myself whenever I was like with a female, I always felt like, well, with the previous one, I was still like making videos, like reaction videos, staying consistent. Surprisingly, you know, I always thought that if I was with someone, I'd get like
less
I
consistent.
would drift off or whatever. But I actually like low-key like kept up with it, you know. I didn't let it get in my way. I think as long as I knew that they knew it was like a priority of mine, I don't think they would ever question it. Plus, it's not like it would take too much of my time, you know. Reaction videos like what, 6 minutes, so you just knock it out real quick.
Yeah.
Or with music, it takes a little bit longer. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like I don't even know what I was trying to say. I was trying to say like holy shit, I forgot.
I forgot to. I ain't gonna lie.
I think I'm trying to talk about like time. Or just like
maybe nothing.
Wait, what did I say about relationships? I was like,
how prioritizing your videos and stuff like that, and how you never really, yeah, you thought it would drift you away and it never did.
Oh yeah, that's right. Holy shit. So there's certain words that like
That
that
just click.
totally go away, but then when I hear them, like, oh shit. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't think I'll, or I won't. I'm not gonna trip about it again.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna trip about it again over like if I'm dating somebody. If I'm dating someone and like it'll just be another day. It's not gonna like bother me. It's just like, especially if I'm not like with them, like physically, or not physically. Well, yeah, I guess technically, like if you're with them or whatever. And then I'll just be in my own time, just doing whatever I need to do because it's a priority. So
yeah.
But I won't ever make it like a priority over them, or they're like, oh, you're always doing this or that, you know.
Yeah.
I just want it to be like just going to work, because they can't complain about work unless I'm like always gone, you know.
Yeah, then that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm never always gone, so they have no reason, or they would have no reason.
You know, and that's why I think like love is just such a complicated emotion, and it's like one of the reasons why I struggle with it to this day. Even though I'm in a happy relationship, it's just like I struggle with that emotion so much, because it's not a one-dimensional thing, you know.
Yeah,
it's like there's layers to it, you know. Love, it becomes such a big part of your life once you have it. So it's just like, and everybody's different, you know what I mean? But me being an overthinker and me looking at everything from every angle, you know, it makes me think so much about how it can work and how it doesn't work sometimes, you know. Because there's puppy love, you know, and there's mature love, and there's adult love, and there's just like
I feel like there's like puppy love, then there's like trial and error love, where like you date someone for like a couple months and then like you get broken, and then you like finally mature at least a little bit, and then you get like in a mature relationship, and then there's like a solid relationship. And a solid, I would say, is when you move in with them and you guys are like locked in, like you guys are on the same page about everything, like morals, everything like that. And then adults, I would say that's like married, because when you get married, I feel like life
that
changes.
should be it, you know. That should be it, you know. That's why, like, you know, our old manager, you know, when we used to work together, you know, like when he told me his marriage story, I was like, you know, because it's just you know, that was an ugly face, bro. But like, that's my reaction to that, you know, because it's go to sleep.
Say something. What the hell?
No, but like, it was my genuine reaction to it, because it's like, love to me is so sacred, you know. Like, it should be so sacred to everybody, you know. Like, it should mean something. And, you know, however you want to treat it, you want to disrespect it, whatever, it still has to mean something to you, you know. It still should mean something to you. The fact that they just wang it, you know, they just winged it, you know, it was just like, wow, like, it made me question everything, you know what I mean? Like,
I think a lot of it is just them being immature
and young.
I can just tell now when I talk to like a female, if I can tell right away
when they're mature.
if they're mature. Yeah. Even if they are mature, they might just be. They just might not be in the right headspace, because you could be mature, but you could still be going through shit. Yeah, you know. So
and that's the type of thing that makes people, like, I guess in the least messed up way, it lowers their value. You know, at least as a potential partner. At least for me, you know what I mean? Like, because I know I'm not gonna say I'm the most mature person out there, you know, because I'm not. I'm really not. You know, I'm not. You know, I definitely have some experience in some levels where I surpass or more than others, but I'm still like, there's still things. I'm still in that transition where I'm going from child to adult, you know what I mean, or like teenager to adult, and everybody goes through that. I know I'm gonna have moments when I break, you know what I mean. Like, I've witnessed myself angry, like to the point where I'm like,
but to break shit.
No, I couldn't do that, because I think I've only done that like twice, and it made me upset, because like, you have to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah.
Like, I think I told this story already, but like, I threw a pan and I broke it, and I went outside to throw it away, and I stepped on a nail. If I had never thrown that pan, I would have never stepped on that nail. Yeah. So everything is, you know, there's a chain reaction for everything. But you know, it's like I saw myself angry with my partner, and how I was acting was just completely like wrong. And you have to learn to be like that. You could be like she could be like the most intelligent, the smoothest, the strongest, the most, you know, financially responsible, the most this and that. But everybody's gonna have their flaws, you know what I mean? And I guess it's when those flaws are revealed that's when you really just gotta be like, because everybody's just, you know, everybody's a grown-up ass kid, you know. Unfortunately, me, no matter how responsible I can seem, I got that anger in me that when I get angry like that, I turn into a child. You know what I mean? I get angry like a child. You know what I mean? I just start going for the throat and starting to hurt feelings, and that's not mature. You know what I mean? I can admit it because I know it's wrong and it's something that I really want to change for myself. But you know, that's one of my red flags. You know, like flaws. Like when I get like super angry, I just completely like shut down and turn into someone like completely different. Yeah. I don't know if you can say that for yourself. You know, like if you've ever like looked at yourself and seen like, okay, if I were to be with a person, where could I go wrong? Because that's what I like to look at. You know what I mean? Because I've all my life I've grown up with broken relationships. You know what I mean? Like I've seen nothing but like dysfunctional relationships, and I can see the flaws in the people. And then when you, like, for example, like when I would go to parties and I'd be around those people, I'd see the face that they put on for the outside, knowing what it looks like back home. You know what I mean? And I guess that's where I learned to analyze everything, and nothing is what it seems. Nothing is ever what it seems. No matter how good and peachy a relationship could look out from the outside, no matter how cute the pictures are, no matter how cute the videos, you will never know what it's like on the inside unless you pay attention.
That's good.
And that's what me, like when I blew up that one time, I just really made me think about like is this the kind of man that she deserves to be with? You know what I mean? So I guess everybody should ask themselves those questions. Like for example, like I know I'm talking a lot, but I haven't done this in a minute. But
that's good.
You know, like say example for you, you know, like you find a really pretty girl, you know, this and that, and then, you know, you start talking, you start hitting it off, and along the way you start uncovering ugly truths that you don't mess with. You know, like she's lazy, or she doesn't clean her room, or she doesn't do this, the small things that you know shouldn't be a big deal, but if you were looking for an ideal partner, you know, you're not going to ignore them. And you know, it's the same thing like as a guy. You know, as a guy, you need to look in those things, you know, especially me, since I'm trying to be more mature. You know, there's things you need to be honest with yourself about, that you need to change. You know, realize you are not perfect, and if you want to be up on this level of adulthood loving, you have to change those things. Unless you're just trying to mess around, then if that's the case, then don't change at all. You know, because no one's going to be looking for you as a permanent partner. But like I said, for me, you know, my anger, my slothness, you know, sometimes I can be very lazy. You know what I mean? And you know, and I guess I have like an obsession with not necessarily perfection, but being better. You know what I mean? Because you can always be better. You can always be something more. And you know, that's just, I look internally from what I wanted to what I know I am to what I know I should be. Yeah. That's so confusing, but I hope you got something out of that.
No, that was actually all good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any comments on that? You know, like how do you, like, what do you think you could work on personally as a male partner?
I don't want to say I'm perfect, but
I'm basically perfect.
But I don't know. I really don't think much. I feel like I've always been a really good, like every girl I've broken up with, like even if, like they always told me I have nothing bad to say about you. Like they always told me like you're a good guy. Like this, they would be like this, like how that, like they always say, it was nothing. You did nothing. It wasn't you. It was me. You know what I mean?
Type shit.
But like they'd always say that, like genuinely, like you're a good person. I would never tell anyone that you didn't treat me right, or like they always say, like the receipts are out there. I mean, I don't know how to get a hold of them again, but they're out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always treated them well. I never like yelled at them or disrespected them. And even if I did, I was probably like super flustered, but like I never did.
You know, no, and I can see that. You know what I mean? Maybe you just haven't, you know.
And like one time they thought I did, but it wasn't. I didn't say anything disrespectful. It was more or less a tone of voice. Yeah. Which isn't disrespectful. It's just a way of expressing yourself. Yeah. And how the other person takes it. But anyways, that was like one time. But then again, you guys don't know what I was going through at that time, so it was hard.
And it's always a complicated thing, you know. I just mean in the most general sense, every person. I've been studying a whole lot of things, you know. Like on my days off, I've been off for like almost 9 days already, you know. Like I'm only supposed to be resting 7, but like there's no work right now, you know what I mean? Like this next pad's not gonna be ready until like next Friday, so dang. I'm not gonna do nothing until then, you know. So I just had a lot of time to like get back into the things that interest me a lot, and personality disorders and like just personalities in general, they really like interest me. Like for example, there's this thing going on called the pseudo narcissist, and it's like this it's basically it's caused by TikTok basically, and social media basically. It's like, you know, all those people that be like oh, I'm him, or this and that, you know, and it's a joke, but it develops this like this pseudo narcissistic personality where it's like me greater than everybody, you know what I mean? It's like, and it's a joke to some degree, but you can really see where those people are at in those perspectives. And the more you hang out with cocky people, not necessarily to be part of the circle, but to see what goes through their head, you can learn how to get under their skin and stuff like that. You can learn what drives them, how it's all about me, and learning what kind of people are out there. And there's these I don't really like believe or trust them, but like personality test, I just like to look at the results and see like what kind of categories there are and what kind of people there are. So I do like a lot of like psychological research on those types of topics, because, you know, being a social person myself, I like to see what everybody else like around me, because everybody's like everybody's like a piece of paper, and everybody's got certain things written on them. Even if they don't know it, you can see it on them. Like for example, we have this the safety guy at my job. Charismatic, tall, handsome, you know, good looking dude, you know, and he's very charismatic. He's very good at his job. Whenever we have like a meeting, he does this thing, and it's like so like instantly notable that whenever it's his turn to speak, he steps in front of the circle. Like he steps into the middle of the circle to really get everybody's attention. And he's like 6'5", 6'6", so he's really hard to miss, you know what I mean? And he already gathers so much attention because of his position and his stature. When he just starts speaking, you have no choice but to listen to him. You know what I mean? It's like people who can take control of people, and charismatic people, and antisocial people, because there's like legit like I've met some legit antisocial people, like people who could not care less. Like I remember there's this kid that I was friends with, that I made friends with back in freshman year. I never forget it. He was watching Netflix, eating lunch by himself in the cafeteria, and I was like, come eat with us. And I tried to do that with another kid, and this fool just straight up ignored me. You know, like he didn't even look my way. Like I was like, I'm pretty loud, you know. I was like, yo, like, and he just kept walking. Dang. You know, there's some genuine antisocial people out there, and everybody is just like a piece of paper that you can read. A piece of paper that you can read if you pay attention enough to the clues. And you know, there's there's like personalities, personality traits, personality, you know, logistics, this and that. And I like to look into them just because I'm so around people. And you know, there's like pathological liars. Like I work with a guy who just cannot stop lying, and it's funny because he thinks nobody can notice. And I work with a guy who's just, you know, he really wants, like my operator, you know, he's the guy who's in charge, but he wants everything done his way. And if it's not done his way, it's done wrong. Like you could figure out a better alternative to do the same thing, and if it's not done his way, it's done wrong. That's an obsessive personality disorder, you know, OCD. And then, you know, this fool right here has got ADHD. He just does not know, you know, like, and it's just small things like that. But the more you pay attention, the more you're around people, the more you can find out about what's going on around you. I think.
I agree.
You know, like, just like empathetic people who are really good at feeling other people's emotions. And, you know, just like, you know, some of the things I even see, I don't believe, you know, it's because it's like, it's dumb, you know what I mean? But like, for the most part, it's good. I like to do a lot of psychological research.
That's good.
Like another topic that I've been researching for a while now. Well, there's two topics, but there's this term called stoicism, and it's kind of like what you said about like everything happens for a reason type things, but it's just like going through the worst and really not caring. And it was invented by this, well, it was first witnessed by this old Greek captain. I forget his name, but he was like saying, like, this fool worked hard his entire life, and he was gonna sail. He spent all his life savings on goods like spices, treasure, you know, livestock, and he was gonna ship it, and he's gonna sail these 3 ships full of his life's work, you know, to like, I think the capital of Greece, or maybe Athens or something like that. and he was sailing across the ocean, and there's a rough storm, and boom, sank all 3 of his ships.
Yeah.
All the money he had sank to the bottom of the ocean, but he survived, and he didn't care. He didn't freak out. He didn't react. Because I don't know about you, I would freak out.
Yeah.
I would jump back into the ocean and try to drown myself, bro. Because that's like everything the next step in your life. Like imagine imagine you had like killer video that you knew for sure was just gonna like.
Or if my whole channel got deleted.
If your whole channel got deleted,
Yeah, that would suck.
That would suck, exactly.
Most of those aren't backed up.
Yeah, and like a mentally stoic person would just brush it off and not care and be like, well, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And essentially stoicism is that it is what it is.
I think that's actually what I've grown strong about. Like how I said, like, I'm not afraid of like failure anymore. Or something bad happens, I'm like, I don't question God about it. I'm like, all right. Like when my car bullshit was going on, I just told God, like,
it's in your hands now.
I don't know why this is happening, but I'm just gonna wait to learn something out of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because can't go back, but I can only go forward.
You can't really change those things.
Yeah.
And the second concept that I've been studying is called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I think we learned about that in 8th grade, and it always stuck with me. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs is this theory, this pyramid theory that basically says it's like the stages of life. Yeah. And it's like it's this hierarchy of needs. Obviously, the first level of the pyramid is psychological. I think it's physical needs. So it's like obviously shelter. It's basic needs. It's like shelter, food, water. I was thinking the same thing, bro. I was legit thinking the same thing. Shelter, food, water, all this and that. Second level, it's more of security needs. Money, a good job, insurance, a house, I guess house and shelter phones, but it's like things that keep you secure. After that, it's more of a belongingness, it's like, so love, friendship, just having a sense of belonging. And then the one above that, I think it's the final level. I think I'm missing a level, I'm pretty sure, but the last level is called self-actualization, and the last level is where everyone should aspire to be. So self-actualization is about realizing that you've done everything right. You've got everything you need in your life. And now the last step for you to do before you die is to pass on everything you know to everyone around you. Yeah. So not necessarily just like your knowledge, but it could be like, how do you say it? Like things and things that you like passing on goodness and passing on positivity and just borderline trying to how do you say it? It's like immortalizing yourself in a way, because you will pass on everything that you know to everyone who's listening to you. And the way that was described to me at work was leveling up. Like you eventually get to the top level where you're commanding people, you're telling people what to do, and that's you passing on that knowledge. Because for us it goes the pusher, the operator, the derrick hand, and the hands. Yeah. So the hands would be like my position. We're the lowest of the low. And the thing that completely cements this theory into my head is the fact that all those pushers, the ones at the top, they were once in my position, and throughout the years they leveled up, obviously. Yeah. And eventually, if I stick with this, like a lot of people have, I could be up there too. And one day I'm gonna be talking to a green hat who's in the same boots that I'm in, and my job as a human being will be to influence him to get past all these steps so we can be and just repeat this cycle over and over again. Yeah. Humanitarily, that is the best thing you can do for somebody, is instead of putting them down, is passing on your knowledge. And you as a big brother, you as a cousin, you as a coworker, you as someone who knows, should be passing on whatever information you know.
Yeah, that's actually fire. Yeah. That's why I watch a lot of podcasting, people that are older than me. That's why I watch holy shit, it's already 2?
That's 2 now.
That's crazy. Well, we'll wrap it up.
No, it's no problem. I'm just like, hey, man, time flew by,
Time for what?
Time flew by.
Oh, yeah. But like I'm trying to say is like those guys I watch the Journey podcast, like they said so much shit to me that's like changed me, my mental, everything. Like I almost feel as if not necessarily I went through what they went through, but I hear about it, so I know how to go about it. If that makes sense. So that when I go through it, I know like what to do. So and it was information, but like also like things they've gone through, or just like how they go about things, or just like certain like just their thought process and their just their mental, how they organize everything and just go about things, or how they feel about certain subjects, or discipline type stuff, or feelings, emotion, understanding your emotions, or like who you are, just things like that. Like if you should actually check them out. If you like genuinely listen to like an episode, I'll try to send you one that I think you would like a good start. But they're genuinely like solid. Like I want to try to fly them out here to Colorado in the future. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen for sure. So
it's all those things.
Jake and Zach, they're really cool guys.
Jake and Zach, shout them out.
Shout out Jake and Zach. They follow me on Instagram, so I'm already one step in the door. So I know they'd be down too, as long as they're getting flown out. Like, oh yeah, let's go to Colorado.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, bro.
They're actually the reason why I got these mics.
Yeah, these are the ones that
they literally like send like minute, like, what is it? Voice messages. And giving me tips like, hey man, like the conversation isn't really there. If like you talk about something that's a little bit better, the mic's all right, the production can be better, but like it sounds like they're being dicks, but like they're being
that's just genuine,
being straight up.
Yeah,
like how you and John are talking about, like if it's ass, say it's ass, and don't take it the wrong way. But like if people see potential and know you can do better, I feel like it's better for them to tell you how it is rather than them lie to you, because then you'll never get anywhere.
Yeah,
and people will like tell you like, you're good, but then really you might not be good.
I remember I told you this once, like in like high school. I was all like, this one bar from NF's song, Remember This. It was all like, surround yourself by people who challenge how you think, not people who nod their heads and act like they agree.
Yeah, that resonated with me.
That resonates with me to this day.
That's my favorite song by him, actually.
Yeah, Remember This too.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that song, really, just because of how much reality he spoke to me. You know, like and everything will play out in time. You know, everything will make sense eventually. You know, I can't say that I'm, you know, I think I'm more at the security part right now of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you know, just trying to get myself secured. And then, you know, obviously the sense of belonging, and then self-actualization, you know, eventually everybody wants to be there. So to the point where you're not worrying about anything else, you're just passing on information and creating a loop of people just constantly, you know, building off of each other. Because that to me, legacy is not necessarily in legacy, but immortalization, you know, in a way.
Yeah.
Because your words will live forever. And that's why I believe in music. That's why I believe in creating and speaking your heart in these podcasts. Because anybody who's listening will take your words, and one thing or another will stick with them, you know, if you did your job right.
Yeah.
That's what I think, you know, at least, you know, that your words will stick with somebody. And that's why... You know, that's why I don't hesitate to say hi to somebody. That's why I don't hesitate to do nice actions, because your words will stick with somebody, you know, like.
Bless you.
It went away. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Why did you do that?
I don't know.
I was so ready.
Nah,
bro. This fool. Nah, bro. That went away so quickly, bro. I was ready for that too. I felt this like it's all stingy. I was like, already, bro, and then you just had to ruin it. No,
it's gone though.
It's gone though, but I didn't get to get rid of it the satisfying way, you know, like a boner.
Well, anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is episode 24. Check out Ivan. I think he has a good amount of songs on SoundCloud. As well as 2 songs on Spotify, or
one song on Spotify,
and then including ours.
2 songs including
one. Retro Lancers is one of his singles, and then our
Yin Yang Cypher.
Yin Yang Cypher, the most
Young Cypher,
amazing, most modern day duo
craziness. Milk and Oreos, Yin and Yang,
boom bap, modern boom bap, bringing it back. Like it's
1996 or
6, 4, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, what's my unique Doogie, and we're out. Deuces.
Get up, Chucky! Get up! You fuck with my my familia, eh? You gotta answer to me here and now. Come on.
Lock in the dirt, and I hope I got this number kid because we never fall to bring it, singing, bring it low, bringing on with no bodies, no hoes. You're talking that shit, but they ain't never got the flow. Okay, Doogie,
You ready to throw jodazos, papa? Simón Piñón. Fuck yeah.
yo, Adam, where you
Sad
at?
time killer, I speak go down. Got a couple $100, let's be